I'm Chris Waddell, motivational speaker, former Paralympic athlete, and the first nearly unassisted paraplegic to make it to the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. Here's what I can do for you. Motivate your team to set and achieve bigger goals than they ever thought possible. Show them that there's always a way to succeed. Inspire them to work as a team. Empower them to enjoy the struggle. And make the presentation personal. Each individual will leave believing that I spoke just to him or her. So I believe in big goals. When I was first starting to monoski, I said, I'm going to be the best monoskier in the world. I said that in a van with two of my teammates, two of my competitors, which you might think is a bad thing. But in some ways, it was kind of a good thing as well, in that when we say our big goals out loud, we're more accountable. I am my own easiest person to lie to. But if I know that you know that I know that you know, then it's a whole lot harder for me to lie to myself. I'm held to a much higher standard. Those guys, however, said, there is no way that you're going to beat those guys. And they had a good point. I was 30 seconds behind the fastest monoskiers at this point. 30 seconds behind. Now this is a sport that is determined in tenths and hundredths of a second. Tenths and hundredths of a second translate into inches and feet by the time you reach the finish line. At 30 seconds behind, at 60 miles an hour, that meant that I was a half a mile behind these guys. Now, I was winning my class and I'd just been named to the US team, but for the general public, we monoskiers all looked the same. They couldn't tell the difference. Now, when I was a competitive athlete, my goal was always the top step of the podium. If I made it to the top step of the podium, it made all the work worthwhile. Problem was, if that was the only thing that made the work worthwhile, then the only thing that would make it worthwhile again was getting back there. And each victory became more and more fleeting. When I retired, a friend of mine asked me, what do you miss about being a competitive athlete? And I had to think about it for a little bit because, there certainly was the glory of winning and competing and all that, but I thought, you know what? So as a ski racer and a wheelchair racer, the thing I missed the most was the period of time in between ski season and wheelchair racing season. Now, wheelchair racing is like running. It's our version of running. And it's when I'd do my volume work. So I'd wake up in the morning and I'd go do 20 miles in the morning. Then I'd come back, I'd take a nap, read a little bit, take a shower, eat something, and then I'd go out and do 20 miles in the afternoon. And my friend looked at me like, really, that's what you miss? And I said, yes, because that's when you can dream. That's when you can dream. That's when the metamorphosis happens. That's when the change can happen, because when you're in season, all you can hope to do is perform the way that you've prepared. But in that in-between season, you can dream.